it's just some kind of interaction with town problem. Let's go to the Citadel. It's a great B map. Bees. We're just going to call this one Bees. Well, you got to make sure you're putting it on the right defense. I'm sure. I like the McManus projector. The general rule with EV canisters is McDougar's shot type does the most single target damage, but the McManus projector pierces packs. They both burn heat at the same rate. So as far as playing ability, with an ability power EV, it just doesn't matter. You know, use whatever can you want. But for a hero damage EV, you want something that is going to burn, or with hero damage, you're not concerned about the heat burning. You're just all about the shots. But the McManus, the charged shot projectile pierces packs, where the McDougar's charged shot projectile does not. So even though McDougar's will do more damage, that, I just think the McManus is cool. I definitely think it's a cool shot type. Let's see. Let's go with a B here and a B here, just to make sure we're covered for those flyers. Do the same thing here. We'll go a B here and a B here. See, that leaves me 80. That's not enough for... We can go one slime on the we'll go one slime on the outsides. Nah, none of the incursion weapons are really worth getting war toasters. The closest one to being good would be the Shadow Flame for the Mystic. But you got to get a perfect mod roll on it. If you don't have a perfect mod roll, it's just not going to be very productive, you know. Megashark would be good for an ability power EV because it's giving you 8 shots per second, which is going to give you 8 chances to crit, which is 8 chances to lower your cooldown on Ice Needle and return mana. But besides, same thing though. The Megashark is not like it's not like so better that you must use it. You know, the Controlled Burst 3 is 7 shots per second, right? It's 3 shots, it's actually 7.5. So it's only half a shot per second slower than the Megashark, and you don't have to pay anything for it. So as far as effectiveness, you'll see really no difference. Megashark's cool though. It's got that Terraria feel to it, you know. It achieves what it was supposed to. It gives you the Terraria feels. Everything upgraded over here? Because there was a Terraria crossover between the two. Like there's a Dungeon Defenders event in Terraria. Dungeon Defenders NPC. It was really fun to play in the Terraria event. Or the Dungeon Defenders event in Terraria. Betsy's the mean end game boss, or the end of event boss in the DD2 event. Definitely fun, you know. The weapons, those summon weapons for the towers end up being really good. You can use them anywhere. Now you can't drop a bunch of ballistas or whatever, but when you're out in the world you can use them. Drop a ballista down in a cave or whatever. Or flame burst. Omni was using the flame burst quite a bit when we were playing. Definitely fun one though, no doubt there. Surprised stuff is pushing around as far as it is, to be honest. You can try the old B strategy. The old B strategy was to go B's up here on the rails. But it takes a little longer for the map to run, of course. Or you try some Nimbus. We can do a mixture of Nimbus and Bees. That should work really well on this map. Out of practice dropping stars here. Trying to snipe these lady orcs anyway. It's the only thing that has a chance. Making the rounds. Here's some. Quibs and a Drakenlord. Quibs is already dead, huh? Get beat on, assassin. Deal with it. Help them slimes out a little bit. Bring the assassins to the slimes. Well, the problem with your archers is you got to take that DPS number and divide it by 2. Because that includes archers, the tooltip includes both sides of the archer. And rarely do both sides get used. So it's a little bit of false, it's a little false advertising on that DPS number on the tooltip. That's why it's just best on every defense just to ignore that number. I mean, if you're like comparing shards or whatever to see which is better, then you can look at that number. But overall, just ignore that number.